Sure.
Yo, hello everyone. Happy bull market, right? Um, I don't know where to start. Let's just do a mic check or something. Soldat, can you?
Hello.
Oh, nice. Okay, you're there. Um,
This is a minority supported stream, correct?
what is
I
that?
am very short. Anyway, you got
this
yeah,
this was
yeah,
this was
yeah.
a great start to the stream. I think we should keep this level and like not go beyond this like, at all. No, welcome everyone. Seeing some new names in the chat. Some people we've seen before. Wonky Movie D. I've been watching One Piece, the anime lately. It's kind of like really enjoyable when you're just waiting for market to hit your levels or something, or just like watch price rip while you're sidelined or something. It's really fun. All my financial advisors are gay Chinese. I mean, better than no advisors. Um, yeah. So if you're here, if you have any issues with the sound, just say something in the chat. If you want, if you want us to look at some things, you can also already put that in the chat. I will read it as we go. But I see that Soldat is dying to put some Bitcoin thoughts out there for you, right?
Yeah, of course. Um, all right, we are 27 minutes from the most important New York Open of our times. So I think I'll start off with what I had in mind for low time frame. It already kind of fucking happened. So, oh no. Uh, Basic idea was, well, okay, we didn't get like a very good retest of the weekend lows. So I would be looking to long into the fib of the weekend lows to highs, but obviously we just broke those, so I don't think the long makes sense anymore. I will be keeping an eye on here as we go into New York Open. If we get a drive down and then reject off these highs again, I think that would be a pretty decent attempt uh, to position short, possibly, because the stop is really, really tight compared to the volatility we're getting. We just cleaned these highs up, filled in this wick. The volume profile here looks very decent. We got a bit of a pocket here on the fib retest as well. So this probably still gives a reaction at around 75 if I draw it out. Yeah, that's perfectly here in that pocket. So it would make sense to maybe try along here as well, at least till POC mid-range if it's given. We are getting like a very strong spot twop that kind of lost momentum just now. So I'm not sure if it will be given, but again, open drive down and then looking at these weekend highs for additional rejection. Those weekend highs were very vulnerable because here on CME they were just the ugliest thing ever and just got cleaned up. It's possible we drive up and sweep CME. That's also very good. But overall, I would drop into higher time frame to look at the sweep levels. Mainly, we are sitting right now on the all-time high VWAP plus the 52-week EMA, which has proven to be a pretty good support or resist. Well, it was the support in the bull market and then flipped into resistance. Let me just pull up the weekly so you can see it. If we trading view is slow today, isn't it?
Not really,
Everyone's on trading view. Not really. I guess it's just
but
me.
it comes and
See,
goes for me as well.
yeah, that's fucking update. Oh, there we go. So blue line is the 52-week EMA. You can see it was the support starting off the ETF lows. hit it here, and then flipped it over here. So it's a pretty important EMA for me. We are now currently kind of opening above it, running into the all-time high VWAP, as I mentioned before. So pretty important lines here. Overall, very likely we take these highs out. Then I'm looking at around 80.3, just because I inferred a fib level, because for me, the upcoming range is 67.8 up to wherever we stop off at. This is sort of the initial impulse where we broke up, and then we just started trending up until the weekend when we got a bit of a range. Obviously, during the weekend, we had some very cool plays, long and short. But for longer term buys, I think this box is very important. And then I inferred the fib so that the levels kind of make a lot of sense. Then 618 ends up right in this box, and then that is around 72.6 right now. I think that's a very good buy. And then the 75s end up, this is a spot chart, but the perp wicks ended up really high here. So you would hit those with 75 if you infer the fib from 80.3, and then the range deviation is the level sort of I've seen a lot of people looking at. Amazing. Where the basic idea is that we keep trending until we kind of start rejecting off these sort of sweep level here at 82.8ish. So this is sort of an idea I've seen talked about a lot, and then the expectation is the 618 retest kind of for continuation, which is not unlikely. My basic idea kind of supports that as well. It would make a lot of sense. Am I a buyer right now? I'm probably not. I don't really want to chase at highs. Now, if we very convincingly flip this 52 EMA, I probably buy the retest. Even if it ends up a little bit higher, I don't mind that. I think that's pretty decent. And by convincing, I mean, we take these highs and sort of start consolidating above the highs, and then buying that EMA and below that EMA on aggressive moves down is also a buy for me. And I think we will get a few aggressive moves down still. I was pretty surprised we got something akin to a liquidity flush over the weekend here. You could see it most prominently on altcoins. They put in big deep wicks to the downside. And right now, BTC, at least on Hyperliquid, is running quite hot funding. And I checked historically, Hyperliquid was running hot funding at basically every local high, and every other time pretty decently around neutral. So I am a bit cautious about the funding rates here at these highs. If I zoom out the sort of this data point side of things, this is aggregated open interest in coins. This looks like a short squeeze. We obviously have a ton of shorts closing here on the way up, and as we mentioned in previous streams, pretty much ever since the all-time highs, we had this swap in behavior where we get much higher open interest nominally in coins as the price goes down, and then as price goes up, we shed the open interest. And again, as price goes down, we peak in open interest, and then we shed it. And now currently, kind of the same thing happened at these lows. We saw a big increase of open interest here at these lows, and then we shed it all. But I don't think it's as much of a short squeeze as it might seem. I think there was a ton of spot buying. I think there was a ton of buying from IBIT. There was probably a lot of flow in CME. And I think a lot of this open interest drop off is also longs closing, just based off of premium and funding rates. Because I don't think we'd be running funding that's this hot if it was such a short squeeze, personally. And premium is also still negative, dropped into positive here over the weekend, but that's, yeah, neither here or there. If I just check the low time frame stuff once more, if you want to be really technical about it. So our range ends up from here to here. Let me just take that off. So take this 80.3-ish, drop back below, and then holding this low would make sense. I think that's fine. And where's my Monday stuff? That is the Monday low. And yeah, that would also take the Monday low by a little bit. I think that makes sense. But yeah, very huge pump. But it's been surprisingly tradable so far because it's not very driven by these Sailor lookalikes and Sailor himself. We get pretty decent sweeps all around. On the way up, we pretty much have swept a bunch of stuff that usually doesn't happen if Sailor is a buyer.
Yeah, it was some really nice
So
nice entries. Like very, very aggressive still, but if
yeah, you gotta.
if you wanted to, you could have just watched like 5 minutes fair value gaps. I think I was watching it back then.
Yeah.
Something like it.
After impulse, sort of very tiny sweeps into the 5-minute fair value gaps, and usually gave a very good reaction. If I take off that, you can see it here as well. We put in a low, and then we sweep that low, hold it, go up, then come in back again, take those lows out, and then so on and so forth. And that pretty much happened at every shelf level on the way up. So,
but no like bigger time frame retests. That was the lockout kind of. Like if you
which is something.
If you were like waiting for like a 70K retest after we broke it, it's like you were like waiting for another 10-15%.
Yeah, well, I think it's not super unlikely. I think eventually it does come, but
yeah, sure.
This early into the impulse, it's highly unlikely we get it. So, once we did do this first impulse into 72, I was kind of waiting for it a bit, but then once it got back above, there was no point. Seems like a pretty sustained move, and it's not gonna stop out within probably this week-ish. These short levels, obviously, we're just playing sort of local ranges and we're scalping mostly. I don't really see much reason to go swing short unless something insane happens. To that end, I think the only macro thing I want to mention is, okay, we're gonna probably see some increased volatility between 27th and 29th. Jackson Hole Symposium, the federal chair guy, Warsh, will talk. He's probably not going to say too much about the market, in my opinion. But again, I don't know. I'm not an expert. I don't really want to take too many bets, but I will take trades just based on the volatility it gives. I don't think he's going to really change the basic mechanics here. I think he'll just accelerate the moves that would happen anyway. So I welcome it in that sense.
Yeah.
Well, do you want to go over Bitcoin?
Yeah, I mean, I guess. Yeah, so just also to like to look a bit at the bigger picture of what's happening here is like if I also to just see if I understood it correctly, because we had some like yield bonds kind of news on Wednesday, right? Where they were signaling they were gonna do like buybacks of the long-term yield. So
Yeah.
I guess that like spikes like, okay, um this is like, it's not really like quantitative easing, but it like kind of pushes in the direction of like, okay, like the government is like not really just gonna let bonds price themselves, and they're like, bonds should price higher to fight inflation, right? And if they're gonna suppress that, it's just like very very weird thing to do. Probably to save markets from rolling over here, I guess. But in the end, like, there was something again today where they said like, okay, they like, Fed has this like huge reserve of like $950 billion, I think it was. Um, Headlines kind of interpreted it as like they're gonna buy 1 trillion worth of bonds back, but it's just like a um, it's like a dollar reserve that they have that they're gonna tap into to do these buybacks. But we pumped off that news. I think it was like Bezant or Besant. I don't know how to pronounce it, to be honest. Yeah, it's a treasury. Sorry. Um, but like, kind of kicked off this entire thing in gold and in Bitcoin because they're like hard assets. So I guess we kind of have like, I mean, in theory they're hard assets. Like, in we're just gonna have to see like how that plays out, and if they're really like, if gold is gonna keep pumping and Bitcoin starts lagging, then I think that would be a very cool signal to maybe like look for a pullback on Bitcoin. Just watching how both of them, like, I think that's like in the entire macro story the only tradable thing that I found. Just watching potential divergence between gold and Bitcoin. Other than that, I totally agree with you. It's just like trade low time frame triggers. Watch positioning, because this kind of pump is very interesting because people start like, first of all, people start shorting into it, and then it squeezes more, and then like now people start probably like chasing some longs, also shorting, and it's like it's very clear to watch the positioning at this point, um, because so much got squeezed. Um, so we had like nice trade over the weekend. I'll try to show you on MMT. Oh no, it's supposed to be like fast platform, but either it's my PC or that's also not this that I need. So first thing over the weekend that we saw was like, this is um so this is the weekend range. We had, was it Friday, Saturday flush here? Yeah. And we had this build up of like a very small range, build up of stop losses. So the heat map that you see right now is like um, actual on-chain stop losses on Hyperliquid. So you kind of see them build up here, and it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Price is not breaking up, which I think everyone was expecting, like a fill to this level, right? It's like very obvious. We break down, and like very often we refill imbalances like this. So I guess like people were trying to long here into this and maybe into this level. Um, but you see here the stop loss is just like packed onto each other, and then if I can get the actual heat map to load, okay. I don't know why it's crapping out. It's like the only part I need. Anyway, there was some like um, perp bits sitting like at the lower end of that. I think it went something like this. Not really
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, it was like a little bit lower than the stop losses. So I tweeted about that. Like, this is like interesting to just like, you have kind of a lot of support sitting here, and you know that price will probably at least give you that underside retest here, right? It actually cringed along here for a long time. I wasn't sure if we were gonna get it. Um, but so I had some I think like a 76, yeah, 76 flat limit sitting here, and like kind of willing to add if we went lower all the way into like into this level here. um I thought that should have helped on a first impulse. Either way, we got a really nice reaction once we like deviated. Oh, sorry. deviated this level, came back above. And now you have continuation. Filled this imbalance, took these bad highs here, and this is the kind of thing where it seems like they're gonna take that high. I'm not. Like,
Yeah, I think not. I think not taking the high is more bullish
yeah,
than taking the high.
if they don't take the high here, there's two bullish scenarios actually. Like, there's one where they don't take it and come back to fill this, and then like, because it's like short stops are probably here, short stops are here, and then if you cringe around long enough, you can build some short positioning again that you can then blow out for next leg up. Another thing obviously is just if they break through and like don't even like properly consolidate here or no retest, etc. Then I mean, if it's just gonna do this stuff again, it's obviously bullish also. So I would not blindly short anywhere here, to be honest. So yeah, that's just to show. I don't know if there was much else. This was quite brutal. But also kind of expected. Like there's nothing after what we like. It's many people often say this, like when you have a consolidation like this. Maybe let me go back to trading. This is too slow. Consolidation like this here is often not very smart to counter trade the breakout once it happens without like any confirmation, and like what would be just like very easy price action confirmation. Let's see if I don't miss a level here, but like at the very least, after that blowout happens here, like at the very least you want to either see like the local, so this cluster right here, to do something like very cliche and start breaking down, and then you can short here with like invalidation here, and then on a reclaim back below, I think you can be pretty sure that at least some of this gets taken out, right? You can even add to a position here, but as long as you don't have that, like just because positioning is so concentrated here, like just let it play out and let the market do its thing. So yeah, so see, we are kind of low time frame breaking down here. I would still prefer price to come below here, and I actually TP'd half the long already. We came into this level. I don't know if I have anything to add on high time frame, to be honest. If this pump looked like a little bit more jaggedy, I would be much more comfortable like looking for a short here, and then you have like there's probably like a wick off pattern that goes like this. I remember people posting it. So that would make sense. This violent move is like so different. You also see like the volume here, like relative volume compared to what came before. Usually here in this range we had relative high volume on the downside, not on the upside. So that is something to be like very cautious. So also very hard here because this is weekend, so you can't really look at the volume here. We'll have to see how Monday volume, Tuesday volume, Wednesday volume, etc. How that plays out. So yeah, just kind of playing it low time frame, to be honest. There's not really a lot to do here.
I think it's one of those things where, like, in some ways, yeah, okay, maybe you missed the bottom, but in other ways, the trading just becomes way easier because you have a much better base because you're not afraid that it's gonna fall through to zero any moment.
Yeah.
you can buy these like really heavy like liquidity flushes and stuff like that. It's super like easy money,
Yeah, it is.
in
And
my opinion.
it's also like changing your expectations a little bit in the range that we just had. I would have like if I pulled a fib like this, I would have like, and I wasn't long from here, which like 100% of the time I am. Okay, always buy the bottom, but um, um, so you normally like would have started longing here, right? At the 7.5, maybe even the 8.86 if you were feeling kind of funky. Um, but like in this market, it's like okay, like it doesn't matter if you use fibs or just like a percentage uh, pullback or something, but like it's kind of weird because I thought we had the 618 on. Maybe it was on spot. Pretty sure. Huh. That's weird. Okay. Well, it doesn't matter. Um, just raise your entries like a little bit. Lower your size. Raise your entries. Like there's nothing wrong with just trading low size and like okay I'm gonna like long a little bit in my POI here. You can wait for the confirmation. Just get in here and you use like maybe half or like quarter of your usual risk and you just compound the position. If you think you missed the bottom and you like you want to get into a position, I think that's the better way to do it. And like get in a small size here when it hits like very obvious. Actually, probably be no, probably here. Like take a little bit off here or here, whatever you want, and then like keep adding on lower and keep taking a little bit off. And this last part is important because people will just compound the position eternally, which is fun if you never get stopped. But like at some point this is gonna go like this and stop you out of everything that you built. So you have to like continuously take profits. It's like scalping, but instead of scalping like this, you're just scalping like this. So it's very obvious which site that you scalp, but you always take a little bit of profit at like the high breaks. That's it. New York Open. Thoughts on lit short? Yeah, in a second. I mean, not really that important open today. Or is it? Am I missing something?
Oh, this is the most important one.
Ah, because
This is the Monday after the pump.
it's today.
Yeah.
Well, SPX didn't really pump, right? So,
No. I looked at it this morning. It was pretty flat. But it's one of those flat where it just kind of starts grinding up again for no reason. Oh, this is, you know what this looks like? This looks like July 23.
I'll put you on. That's fine.
I was just looking at SPX. You see this and then this. This, seems quite likely for SPX this week. And then this is Jackson Hole, and then we hold, maybe sweep the lows or hold the lows, and something like this.
It's the first time they came so close to retesting the breakout level.
True. Well, breakout.
Unless I'm just not observing the failed ones. That could be true. I'm just looking at the succeeded ones.
All depends what you call a breakout.
Like a longer horizontal resistance that got broken, and then
we just haven't had any long resistances for a really long time.
I mean the 7K
Like here,
7K level was wait, what am I looking at here? Yeah, 7K. We had 6.1K, we had 7K. So those were never retested.
Well, yeah, those are. I just, for retest stuff, we kind of have to go a bit further. So this is like 2024. This is a good retest. This like, it's not like crazy to come back and retest it. This is just. Would you call it Trump's market? I guess. Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, SPX looks like it might bounce. The weird thing is, we kind of inverse correlated SPX on this move. So, personally, didn't expect it. I didn't expect like the AI trade to start buckling and then Bitcoin to like come out on top of it. That was a bit surprising to me.
Yeah, I
2
mean, if
minutes into open.
we expected it, we would have shorted AI and long Bitcoin, man.
Not much happening. Two
Not much
minutes
happened.
after open so far. Oh wait, it's quite a bit of selling here on spot. Come to Papa. Amazing. We had chart requests as well. You wanted to take lit?
Um, Not really. I mean,
Okay.
let's go from top to bottom
You know what?
because we missed some.
You take near, and I'll do Ondo and lit.
Oh god. Wait, what's the first one? Any tips on how to pass my German B1 exam? Study German. Really helps.
That's a good tip.
I just took full TP on Bitsilon. Okay. Mantle. Huh. Oh. Change this. Wait, I don't.
Oh, it has a ticker. It has a ticker.
Oh. Um. Is it the
It's one of
Bybit?
those like
Is it the Bybit
2023
thing? No.
coins. I think that was move. MNT. MNT. Mark Nick Terry. Oi vey.
It looks like I'm on like Heiken Ashi canvas. Yeah, so first thing I noticed, like obviously the entire altcoin market is like doing better than it has in like the last, what is it, 140 days. So obviously everything kind of looks good now, but if we just like we have this very obvious level sitting here. There we go. Can make it kind of like a zone from here to here. For me, this is an underside retest. So what would it have to do to be? And this is like very high time frame. Like it would have to be doing something like this, and then I could see higher. But this position right here does not look like something I would like even consider longing into. It just can look a little bit on higher lower time frame, but
Looks super liquid.
yeah, it looks.
I could probably leverage blast that up like 50%, not 50, but 5%. So perfect wick
Yeah,
fill.
so this is the first weekend flush, right? Because we had a few of them.
Yeah, looks like it.
Kind of confused. Wait, let me. Oh, that was a flashback. These have. So just to know, yeah, okay. So it's that one. But if you compare it like this, like you have majors kind of retesting the highs, right? BTC just took the internal highs here. Did they take the highs? No, right?
No, 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 no.
Okay, so ETH, same thing. Solana is like triangling at best. They had this blowout on perps over the weekend also. I don't think Spot had this week. You see the same on Doge. Kind of nice flat. Like some stronger coins actually made new highs already from before this dump. So that is something I would look at. The high before the dump here. So it's you can see on the screen it's like synchronized in every chart, right? Lit doing really well, Hype doing well, Zcash doing well, and I think Pump probably also, yeah. So these are all coins that made new highs. I think trying to look for longs on something like this into resistance is not what I'd be doing. Maybe if you kind of have a thesis or something, like I'm also not seeing like very clean structure. Something that would help me here. So yeah. Do you have anything to add, Solent? Because not really on my part here.
Well, I would like to say that it is the largest zero knowledge roll up by total value locked.
Okay. I mean, that's good, I guess.
I think that's fantastic. Unfortunately, down 50% on the year, but we will keep rolling those zero knowledge. I think that's
There's
important.
like a choice here. Like, do you chase top performing coins like the ones I have on my screen, or
Actually, I don't think you do. I
no?
think
I don't think
we're gonna
that's,
rotate through.
yeah, that's not necessarily the play because they get like really crowded, the positioning, and like usually when like a strong coin like this, I mean, I said this a few days ago about Pump also, and then it went from 40 to 50. But in general, I think it's true that people try to like hop into very strong coins.
Well, that's that's like the
But
basic bitch interpretation. Like, oh, you fucking long the winners, like long anything that pump the most.
that is true. But I think it's a thing like if you are patient and you scale orders on these, or you have like limits for flush, you try to catch flush. I think these will be like good plays longer term if you're patient. But I would not be top blasting Hype or Lit or Pump at these
Yeah,
prices
100% agree.
and then expect that they would outperform something. Could even be Mantle, like because it's such an unknown coin, and it's just like if there's enough short open interest, um, a little bit of spot buying can just squeeze the shit out of that coin. But it's really hard to find them before they squeeze. So easier to have like watch list alert or something, and just like, or like code something that like pings you whenever open interest on open interest and volume on a certain alt is going like way up, or like volume going up, open interest going up or down. Like it's easier to just hop on those momentums and try to front run them. I'll give you
Yeah,
on the right.
yeah. 100% agree. I think if you're gonna buy lick flushes, so when you see grinding higher and you see funding getting really heated and you see per premium getting really heated, you want to buy the strongest coin in the lick flush, 100%. But if previous sort of impulses up are anything to go by on altcoins, I think it's important that you keep in mind that any altcoin is very good for positioning potentially, because what we saw previously was we were just rotating through these sectors. So we had all these Dino coins like Litecoin and XRP and everything, like they pumped a lot, and then a week later some like Ethereum L2s pumped a lot, and then a week later, I don't know, Web3 gaming pumped a lot, just out of nowhere. Like there's no reason, but it just happened, right? So I don't think top blasting anything is very important. Yeah, if a coin is at all-time highs, that's fantastic. But you're betting on, like, this is like the kind of thing. Remember when Trump coin first launched, and there's that clip from the stream with those retards from America, and they were like, "Yeah, bro, it's just starting. What do you mean it's just starting? The president just launched the coin. What's bigger than that, right?" And it's the same thing for Hyperliquid. Like the president just said Hyperliquid on TV. Like you made a marginal all-time high. Like what's bigger than that? Like where's that next buyer coming from, right? And for a lot of these altcoins, they're super illiquid. It's really easy to push them around, even if it's just crime. Like very likely they're gonna go up. But anyway, I got Ondo on screen. And this weekend lick flush for me, it's a big thing. I think I bought some Fartcoin over the weekend because I had a bunch of orders, but I think I only got filled on Fartcoin. So I was looking to buy the half wick fill on these, and a lot of them did a very shallow one, or not much one at all, like pump, if I recall correctly. So I have these wicks here, very good, very huge POEs. So for these, you generally want to look for the latest area of demand and then kind of buy that. I guess here for Ondo, this one makes sense, but we still have this huge wick down here. So if you just scale some bids in this box, I think you will be very successful. The stop placement is a little bit difficult, only because you took these lows out, but you didn't take this low, and now these are kind of bit stacked. But I would say for me, if I scaled bids here, then I would have a soft stop here at that wick, pretty much, and I would target these highs because these also look pretty stacked. And what is it like? Just about 4R, I think you end up with if you scale. So I like this for Ondo, and then on the short side, it's a bit more difficult because again the stop gets really far out. Like you could probably get away with just the limit here, targeting like mid-range, let's say. Hard stop at this high, and then if break even quite quickly. I think that kind of works well. Where's my path tool? Because you'll probably get something like this, worst case, so you'll have some time to break even it out. Because once it takes these highs, it's gonna react, and then that's sort of your time to manage that stop. Then we had lit. I'm afraid lit might have front run my short PoE, so I had this line drawn. You can see it swept the. This is the Binance listing. Swept it perfectly. I was looking for a bit of a higher sweep. I was looking for a front run of 4 because the largest listing we have on lit, I think, is 4.5, and then you have this massive wick down. So I was targeting front run of $4, half wick fill, but we didn't quite get it because I wasn't looking at the Binance chart at the time. But you can see we took these highs out of Binance listing, and then we rejected so far. But I think this $4 or just about like 398 is still very likely to be taken because it's so strong. And then this might put in like a deeper pullback off that. I think this is also very likely for lit. You have near.
Yeah, just a second. I'm getting scolded here by Marius because I never replied to his X message. So I'm just looking. Found it in the requests. Yeah, ping me again later if I forget again, because I'm probably gonna be really hungry after stream. But I replied to you and you're not in my spam anymore. Sorry about that. I have near. This is not looking good, in my opinion.
Yeah,
So
those coins that got their pumps before
we
this
had
impulse, not doing well.
the May pump, right? They barely even recovered and like first thing you notice is well, around this level. So you have the equal highs taken out in that big wick. Then the second thing, back to what we talked about before. So you have the weekend sell off. You have a gap here, right? And what do? We gaps, especially gaps after like a gaps after like a sweep like this. They're always like sell POI. Like if you bought here, you take some profit or you hedge or you short here. So that doesn't mean that this is going straight down, because you can kind of see it trying to find some support here. It's just like very dangerous place to long for me. So what I would rather see is some kind of flip of this level before considering longing, to be honest. Think if you're like really looking for longs on this, I would probably use this. I'm gonna do this one here as like maybe some kind of entry on the imbalance, or here it could sweep it also. I wouldn't be angry about that, but then like your problem is like, okay, where do you put the invalidation, right? It will have to be this, so you will have to make this trade worthwhile, you would have to be kind of swinging for new high here. That's one thing I see. Let's see. I think there was some confluence. Yeah, so maybe you can go for
I
like
think if you
yeah,
if you buy those green EMAs, I think that works.
the green ones here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because you take out those lows and then you have that demand area, that
yeah.
cluster confluent with the EMAs.
Usually though, it like, if it's gonna go triangle here, I'm not sure. Like this I can see, like this is, or like something like this I can see is kind of bullish. If it's gonna do this, you can still buy it, but
Oh, it's gonna put in a lower high after,
yeah,
for
yeah.
sure.
So
But I
then
think
it's
it's
more
like
like this, right?
yeah.
So it depends a little bit. Like if you want to try swing this, because obviously once it does flip, get this out of here. If it does manage to flip here, you're probably looking at this target right here. That is like assuming market conditions remain bullish in general. So actually interested. Let me draw this for next room. See how it's played out. That is the bullish one. This is the bearish one. Good. But yeah, I think this zone here, probably a good entry if you want to long. Personally, I would use this as an invalidation. Like you might get like a little sweep and have to re-enter or something, but this is quite far from me. Anything else here? Not really. Volume looks good. Gold help check. It's been asking for gold help.
Hey, we call that shit so hard. Played so well.
Did you do lit already?
I did, yeah. I have a gold chart up if you just want to throw it up.
Yep. Yes, sir.
Yeah, so I mean, I think we talked many times about gold. The basic message was like, hey, longing below this line kind of, bit risky, but once you get over the line, it should be a very strong long. And I think I put this up like, I don't know, 2-3 streams ago, and look at that. Very simple, very easy, very cool. It is running right into the 75 here, which is sort of the main resistance. You can see here started consolidating at the first area of trouble, which is a good sign for some continuation. Now with gold, I would be quite cautious here. Obviously, it's a fairly slow moving asset. I say that as it did like a parabola and like a massive dump, but uh, we've explained many times how, after this kind of run, you can expect a bit of a longer range. So I don't think we're going to see like really huge moves to the tune of like 10-20%. So I think you can watch here for the rejection, right? If you start seeing signs of rejection, and if you keep an eye on the GC1 chart, they are fairly, let me just take that email off. They're fairly obvious. Gold tends to do pretty good sweeps on the way down. You can see here, came in, swept this high, swept this high, right? Swept these highs. So if you start seeing that kind of thing, like running into this pocket and then a sweep, right? You probably want to TP your longs, at least, to a reasonable degree. Otherwise, also very impulsive chart. Doesn't really show much signs of running out. I think both TPing longs and shorting, you'll have plenty of time. In terms of dip buying, I really don't have too much of a good level here to dip buy. You might see a sweep of these lows. That's sort of the only thing that comes to mind, but it's not going to be clean. It's going to be kind of grindy like this. I can see this happening. And then you might have to define locally like such, right? But yeah, this is here at 4748, first area of trouble. Watch for rejection. And yeah, if you start seeing highs being swept and then losing lows, that's a very good sign to just get out or maybe try a short. Right. Oh, also Aster. There, someone asked for Aster. I swear I did not put these lines up. These have been here for a very long time. I mean, what do you want from this chart, my dude? This is fucking disgusting, man. Uh, if you wanna be serious about it, though, I mean, this is fairly, obvious range high, obvious range low. If you take range lows and reclaim, where's my brush, right? If you take range lows and reclaim, that's a long. If you take range highs and fall back below, that's a short, right? Super simple, I think, for Aster. Would I personally short Aster? Probably not my top choice for shorts, just because, I mean, look at this, like, what are you really making here in
Are
terms
you
of,
really
like...
gonna short CC?
Yeah, exactly. Like, he can, if he wants to, he can have it at $1, like, tomorrow, right? It's just, it's a choice.
If you're gonna short CC, do it on BNB, not on Strip, in my opinion.
Yeah. But yeah, that's Aster. Inge. I think Inge is in the same camp as Nier, if
Wait,
I remember
let me
correctly.
go over BNB first.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because there's a guy who posted BNB, Tau, and Aave with his entries, and I kind of like. Oh, I kind of like that he posts his entries, and it's swing. I have to confirm this. Swing long, so it's long on BNB, Tau, and Aave thoughts. Can you check the charts? 4 hour, 1 hour, swing positions, all three. So, yeah, kind of funny entry to be honest. Like 700. Not really. Like, I mean, you're taking like, first of all, you're taking like a market bet, right? With this entry, you're kind of saying like, okay, I just want exposure, and I think I think we'll see higher levels all this. That's not me saying it, but that's you. Um, and you kind of want an entry either way. Like, you're not willing to wait, see how this develops, or even a pullback. You're just like, okay, I want some exposure. So I am just assuming then that your invalidation is below the pump low. That should be the first thing that I say here, because like um, any kind of pullback could still develop like this. So for a swing position, that is how I would look at it. Wait, what was I gonna say? So one thing, I really don't like how this looks, but that is like same thing as we just said. Like to like kind of betting it that these lows get taken is betting that CZ or Binance goes down or like loses a lot of market share. Um, M15 on this. M15 on BNB. Okay, so flip here and okay, so if you
And
have
if
a
you,
much more local um yeah, okay, now I see it. Sorry, yeah.
yeah, if you break even at the supply, then why not?
Yeah, but because he said specifically 4 hour invalidation is below 675, so that should be here. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Um, yeah, this like very clean, defined range. Probably at the mid range here, right? So you have a bunch of lows build up here. They get swept, reclaim. I mean, still not a great entry 700, but I get it. So you're probably looking at this level for break above. I assume your entry was like after we broke this then, and you're just entering here. I would prefer like this entry somewhere here, but yeah, it doesn't change that much. Um, these should get taken at least. So you can maybe manage some there to this. But then on high time frame, what's your TP? Is it here, or do you want to like actually swing? Yeah, I would take some here, and then this is another obvious level because it's the like it's the last imbalance here before coming into this huge cluster. So I think you get a reaction here, and if you don't get like a retest here, it's probably gonna be like at least somewhere here, and then you can manage the trade here. 746, 746. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I think it's a good trade. I would have maybe tried to get a better entry, but it's fine. I'm not against it. It's looking grinding higher also. So if BTC behaves, which it seems to be doing, I think you're good. What's next?
I had inject.
Injective. Okay. I'll take a look at Tau also. I have some trade on that. But you go ahead first.
Inj. Super, actually, nice chart. It's not, I wouldn't put it in the same bucket as Near. I think you have really bad highs up here and you swept a low, so that's pretty bullish. I would be fairly comfortable on buying some type of fib retest here, wherever it ends up. Maybe even like this, right? And then you would scale your bid here in the box and target these really bad highs. You can see how stacked they are, right? And then once you sweep those highs, you can start looking for shorts. I think probably the medium term, that's it for injective for me. But yeah, this looks really nice, really clean. I think this would be a really good long, and I think this short would also be really good. So thank you for pointing this out. I might even set some alerts.
Is
on
that
this
like
chart.
that's the 4 hour, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm looking at Tau. Exactly the same. But I had some.
Well, I think they're pretty much the same coins or something. And I remember us discussing that long on stream.
This one?
Yeah.
No, it was in chat. If I remember, because you said like
Oh.
it was here. Actually, far back, like somewhere here. I think I sent this to you, and
Oh yeah.
I remember because you said like, oh man, no, because if this happens, then everything is gonna pump, and I'm not in the mood for that.
All right.
But you see, like we did break above, and like the original, like if Santa Trump didn't save all season, or whoever did it, like this would have been like a just slow bleed forever down, right? Now I do think that you have like these you have these equal highs as like pretty long-term target. I do think though that it's kind of like the same. We can maybe like sweep internal here, then it looks to be like at least retest of here. Maybe it can consolidate and do this, but I think this zone probably gets like kind of a retest, something here, and then, but we'll have to see like lower high or continue higher. That's like just one of the pivots. So yeah, you're in from 226, so I would take a little bit off at the high sweep here, to be honest. He's below 300, yeah, so here. Stop loss is 22.11. Yeah, I mean it's a good trade. Even this is supposed to go. It's more like this. But yeah. I think if it sweeps here and start rejecting hard, you just protect your entry or something. Yeah, I think it's good. Aave 133. I had Aave. No, it didn't fill. That's. I wanted to get an Aave here because it was making like a nice range, and I had these internal lows here. What's this one? Previous high. Yeah. Yeah, clean flip so far. Probably want this retest zone to hold. So yeah. I wouldn't like to see this like this. I don't know what your invalidation is, but mine would be like if your entry is around, you're around entry right now, 133. This looks nice. You still have the highs that don't look finished, so that's nice. It's funny, it's like all the same thing, right? Yeah, it kind of looks good for higher, but it's also looking very dangerous. Very hard to like swing position here.
Should have done that last week, Bucko.
Well, last week
Now you get to stay behind.
last week you didn't want to stream because nothing was happening.
Well, yeah.
It was
Listen,
it was brewing, man. It was brewing.
there isn't a universe where I buy before the sweep down at 62s. That just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
They held that low for no reason.
I have not much to add on Aave here. I think it's kind of rejecting, but it can consolidate here. Just use like very hard stops. Like don't let this come back down. That is like the only thing. I do think now that you mention it, actually. Where was it? I mean, didn't sweep here also internal, but oh, I remember this also. Waiting for that sweep. Didn't get it. Always the same thing. Anyway, what are we looking at? We have maybe some hype.
Can you throw mine up real quick? I'll just have a look at BTC, what happened post open.
Yeah.
And then you can take more alts. So we got the drive down after open, which was nice for shorting because we are so strong, right? We are kind of above all of the trending EMAs and everything, right? You want a lot of confirmation for shorts. So in terms of shorting, let me just take that off. You would want to see rejection here, right? Doesn't seem like you're getting it, right? Just you can see like just straight up, no stopping, right? A bit of a twop here again. You want to see a rejection here, and then you want to see these lows being lost, and then you can pull up a fib and then try to get in shorts, something like this, right? For continuation down. But yeah, you want to see all of these confirmations to get into shorts here. You like, just throwing yourself in front of this, very, very painful usually. But now if we start grinding back up here and then holding, right? This seems like a pretty decent spot for a long. Invalidation a bit difficult. For longs, I would prefer to actually come back a bit down and then do the grind up so you have like a decent near invalidation, because right now this is just straight up. It's a bit difficult, even with flat bottoms here, right? So I think today we might spend like a few hours in this area, but if you start grinding back above here into the 79s, I think you can probably get about 3 Rs worth of long up to maybe as high as 8,600, right? Reason I say that number, we have a lot of spot supply here at 79,925 and a bit more at 80 flat. These will take some doing to get through, I think, right? And let me just zoom out real quick for TP levels. So we have this structure here from the previous bear flag highs. Let me just pull up. I think it's around there, like 87, 80.7, 80.6. And that ends up being this IBIT gap, I think. So we had one here, we had a bit of a reaction on it on open, and then where's the price range tool? You kind of end up, wait, but that's 3%. Is it 3%? I guess it comes out to about 3%. Oh, we're trading volatility again. That's awesome. I forgot what kind of moves we can get on vol. No, wait, we didn't open there though. Hold on. Yeah, that comes out to just about there. Yeah, so 81.1, 80.7, this area probably provides a reaction test because of the IBIT gap. So I think that's a decent long target.
Yeah.
If you start grinding back into these highs.
I was replying to you, but my mic was off. Sorry. But yeah.
Amazing. Thoughts?
I mean, it's looking grindy. I'm trying to look at the order flow here. So you have kind of that Binance TWAP that started this morning. Well, my together with like the spot bit here that came in, and you had like the sell off happened overnight, and you just have like this TWAPs, this spot continuous grind, more buyers than sellers, right? Also the Coinbase seller that was active here, he completely like switched, or probably another trader or another institution, right? But we have like the bid come in here again. You see it on the delta here, like it's very dominant spot buying going on, and then perp kind of more balanced.
And meanwhile, SPX is not doing very well.
No, but I don't think they're necessarily correlated for the next couple weeks.
Yeah.
Like Bitcoin is like very momentum driven asset. I talked about it like in the chat a couple days ago also, like how it's easier if you can draw this, but it's pretty rare like for Bitcoin to do something like ranging and then grinding higher. It's very easy to short low time frame because like, it almost always corrects this kind of structure in the end, right? But for Bitcoin to do like the same thing and then put in this candle, it needs a bit of time to like digest all that, like, and that can be very low time frame stuff, like something like this. That is more, well, maybe like a little bit more confirmation here. That is very BART kind of environment. You short it back down, but as long as it's kind of like doing this kind of stuff, there's really no reason to short this, right? So kind of different pump. So this momentum, I think what it causes is like, first of all, a lot of shorts closing, a lot of longs chasing, and that causes this kind of like consolidations below the resistance. But then you have everyone that was waiting, and like many people, right, that were waiting for what the hell, for these levels for another sweep with spot bits. They kind of like have to like, okay, am I gonna bet on a pullback, or am I just gonna like start DCAing, and DCAing can be like buying $100 a day, or it can be just like, well, if you want
100 million a day.
if you want to allocate like 100 million in Bitcoin, you just better start your TWAP, right? Like you're just buying all day, and just kind of like you're both helping and not helping yourself, because you're helping price go higher, but you're also just buying higher and higher and higher. But I think that needs like a little bit of time to settle here, and to see if we're gonna do this, or if we're gonna do like a 3 drive kind of thing, and then get some weakness maybe. This is just different scenarios. But I think you need like the momentum to cool down like a lot on BTC before you can like really make a counter trend good trade, because you can take you can short here and you can be absolutely right, and it can go like this today, like there's not out of the possibilities. but it's just not very likely. So.
Definitely not time for swing shorts.
No. Also, not martingale shorts. Like, there's no way that's that's a good idea. We still have people. Nice. 28 people. Might be a good time to give us 28 likes on the video. So I always forget to ask that. Yeah, no. Give it some time. Take low time frame entries. Very even zoom out to the 1 hour or the 30 minute, and if you see like a reclaim like this, it doesn't hurt to enter like a little bit, even if you have no order flow confirmation or anything like. And then another thing that I mostly for myself would advise, but probably also for others, like you see often, so you get the reclaim here, maybe you enter here, and then it's showing some weakness overnight, right? Maybe you put your stop at entry to protect that. I think it's better to lower your size and to just take the stop at very clean invalidation levels, because you see what happens here. It just like it stops you out at break even, pumps again. You actually get a re-entry possibility here, but then it just like out of nowhere the weakness is gone and it's just strong again. So size down and just keep the stop for what it is, or use normal size, take some profits at 1 hour, and then just keep the stop, so you have kind of the same thing. I think that's most. Is there anything else you want to talk about?
We don't have any more tickers. I think if we don't have any more tickers, it's fine. I guess, Solana's quite weak. That's nothing new. ETH is quite strong. That's a slightly new. But yeah. Hype is not, chatting
Oh yeah, we didn't look
right
at
now.
ETH,
but memory stocks putting in a bit of a bear flag pattern.
as long as there's something to short. Am I right?
Ayo. If it has a perp, I can short it. Amazing.
Yeah, but I think like it's been an hour and a half. Kind of hungry. I'm just sitting here, haven't eaten all day, munching seaweed.
Yeah, I think we kind of exhausted all the interesting stuff.
Yeah, seeing. Oh, nice, man. That's really good to hear. Congratulations on the breakout payout.
Oh yeah.
I
Can
should
you
probably
can you send us the payout email so we can shill it on our timeline?
I should probably like request a payout myself before I blow it all again.
Oh, are you a funded trader on Breakout?
I'm a funded trader on Breakout.
Did you use our discount code?
I did get the full 2% discount. I love how they market it
Amazing.
as like the maximum discount, because like writing 2% discount is kind of like it's kind of embarrassing.
2% a day, man.
Yeah.
That shit compounds.
No, thank you everyone for joining. We'll be back soon. We'll have some fun news to share soon. Maybe even stream a little bit more if markets stay hot like this. So yeah, thanks for joining, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.